On today's hot seat, we have an amazing young actress, and she's directing a new film, Illusory, Destiny Salgado, along with her amazing young and talented casting crew. You're definitely going to want to listen to this. So stay with us, and we'll be right back.
And your host, Greg Cardone.
Welcome and welcome back to the hot seat. I'm your host, Greg Cardone. It's a beautiful day for an interview. Won't you be my guest? And speaking of guests, we have a great bunch, a young bunch. There you go, waving all the way from El Paso, Texas, making a film right now called Illusory in there. First of all, let me get everybody to introduce yourselves. That would be the easiest thing. So if you want to start, I know we have Destiny, so go ahead, Destiny, start.
Hello, my name is Destiny Salgado. I'm the writer and director of this movie.
Hello, I'm Monty Salgado. I am the music production for this film.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Salgado. I'm an editor and producer.
I'm Michael Portillo, actor.
I'm Michael Portillo Jr., actor too.
I'm Santiago Portillo, actor too.
All right, we got everybody in here. I think that's great. You know, I'm real excited to have you on because I was out in El Paso not too long ago, and then I find out you're in El Paso. I wish I would have known at the time there because we are Facebook friends, and that's where I'm meeting a lot of young people who are getting into acting. And especially here, you know, we have basically what we have is a family, and Destiny is 16 years old,
Yes.
working on a roughly 40-minute film. Destiny, tell us a little about the film and the name and where you got the idea from.
Well, a little bit about the film is that it's about like domestic violence and how drugs can affect a family. So like it dives into a lot of like mental health concepts as well. Like what can happen if, you know, you take someone off who's like on drugs, and what'll happen if, you know, drugs reach a family. I got the name Illusory from just like the definition of it is not to feel real. And when you're on like heavy drugs, like in the film, there's heavy drugs. It's like you don't think that this is real. That's what Tristan is feeling. He's feeling a sense of like drifting away. Illusory. I got inspiration from I was reading this poem about an ex-heroin addict, and one of the lines just like really hit me, and it was something like, though I cannot feel, I know my family hurts. And like that really got me to like, you know, this guy, he knows what he's doing is like bad, but still he does it even though it hurts his family.
You know, and that's pretty interesting because right now there seems to be an issue in society where families are not what they used to be. You know, where families are being torn apart by drugs and domestic violence, single parent, you know, children growing up. You know, you see it all the time in the news in there. So, I think it's great that you're bringing something again out, and as look at a group of young people in here. I think that's great that you're getting together and portraying it, and you're definitely the future in the film and acting in here. If you could go ahead and each of you explain, what is your role in the film. So if you want to start with, we'll start with Monty here, and then we'll work back around the group. So go ahead.
All right. Hello. My role is the music, Foley, trying to make everything sort of, I guess like an environmental, atmospheric feel for this movie. As Destiny has said before, it's illusory, so it's very. There's a lot of dissonance in reality and what happens with families who go through certain like obstacles and more than just obstacles like this. So um and yeah.
I guess I film. I'm also editing. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm Tristan. I'm basically the or the older version of my little brother Santi. So basically, I'm basically getting traumatized by what happened with my younger self, and I'm remembering these bad feelings, and that I should never be remembering in the first place. So I'm starting to cry and cry and cry, and I'm having these mental issues like I want to have my mom and dad back, that kind of way.
I'm playing younger Tristan. Well, I'm the I'm the past Tristan. I'm basically the past Tristan. And basically I'm kind of like rewriting the story.
I have small roles. My first acting was so small. I'm also holding down Tristan here when he's going through the very traumatic thing. So I'm the nurse, and then I'm also one of the sort of like the bad guys in the play, in the movie. So my role's pretty small.
I think that's great, and the way each one of you were able to explain what your roles were. I think that's great, because that's the best way to get yourself absorbed into it. Understand the characters that you're playing, and it becomes almost natural that way, as opposed to, oh, you look like you're acting. But the way each one of you portrayed the roles that you're in, it just seems so natural. So is that the way are you getting that feeling? And since you all are pretty close knit, all close knit, that it makes it much easier for all of you to work together?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely.
A lot of good questions on set. Like usually, like some stuff that me and Destiny have even thought of.
Yeah.
People asking for details, a lot of details, and it's kind of nice to have that feedback with our actors and everything, because there's always questions and there's always like different ideas and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty good chemistry on set. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's great that that you all get along, in there. When you got the idea to do this film, are these issues that you're seeing in your hometown?
Probably more mental health, because a lot of domestic violence happens like indoors, so you can't really see that. Like mental health. When I was going to high school here, there was a lot of like really sad kids, and I kind of felt bad for them, because I wanted them to just feel happy, and I wanted someone to tell their story so they wouldn't feel so alone.
I think that's great. And it seems like a lot of kids nowadays feel like they can't talk to their parents or maybe their peers because they'll make fun of them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have a problem. And, and people, rather than helping each other, will find they'll make fun of them, which only makes the situation worse in there. So, the communications aspect of it is very, very important.
Yep.
This is good. Where did you come up with your production name?
Oh,
And what is it? I don't want to spill the beans. So tell us the name of your production company and how you came up with the name.
what's it called?
Zombie Panda.
Zombie Panda Productions.
Basically, it was basically made up by our mom.
Yeah.
Kind of thought, it's a pretty cute little idea too.
Yeah.
Zombie Panda. I've heard
Zombie
of
Panda, yeah.
zombie deer, that you see in some of these movies, and it's like zombie, but they're so cute. But I can only imagine if you drew a panda in zombie form.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's your next artwork, and they're like, what is it? Oh, Zombie Panda. That's the name of our production company in there. I'll tell you, we're going to take just a short break here.
Mhm.
We're going to hear from our sponsors, Maximus Films, Oleander PR, Donna Segura Marshall, and H. Melvin James, author extraordinaire, tears amongst the wheat. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with this discussion on Illusory with Destiny Salgado. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration paid for in part by Nuggos Wonder Nuggets. See Synth Wunderbark.
Again, thanks to our sponsors. And if you would like to sponsor the Hot Seat, you can send us an email at thehotseat813@gmail.com. And in the subject line, I would like to sponsor your show. And if you'd like to be on your show, like we have with Destiny and her crew, this is actually the youngest interview that I've done, which I think is fantastic because without having young people come into it and show the motivation and have the drive to succeed, well, filmmaking kind of goes down the tubes there. So this is great. I'm telling you, I love it. I really love seeing the young people doing stuff like this.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Destiny, tell me, are you getting any pushback? Let's start with the pushback. What kind of pushback were you getting?
Well,
Or haters? You getting any haters about what you're doing?
I've gotten a couple haters in my time, yeah. Yeah, just mostly like I'm too young or I don't know what I'm doing, mostly like just like older people who never really amounted to their dreams and like I'm doing it and they're kind of mad about it. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of pushback because of my age.
That's to be expected because if people have done things and haven't been successful at it, it's, I don't call that failure. If it's just you didn't succeed at it,
Yeah.
but at least you attempted it. If you never attempted it, then you failed because you didn't even do it. So it's for for these people, when they start seeing other people succeed, they're going to say something bad. Well,
Oh yeah.
and especially at your age, and and your whole crew in here. Oh, well, you guys don't know what you're doing. But you know what? The only way to know what you're doing is to actually do it in there. So are you getting support from your classmates at this point? I know your family is, your mom, your brother, everybody in here is supporting. So how do your like classmates or peers look at it? Is this something that I want to be in your film? Are they, are they like chomping at the bit, or are they just like, nah, I'll just play Fortnite or something like that?
Well, besides my Facebook friends, I haven't told anybody. Like I don't tell my friends, and I don't tell anybody that I talk to who's my age. Like on my personal Instagram, I don't post anything like that. Cuz I'm just like not embarrassed, but just like kind of iffy about it, you know what I mean?
Don't be.
Well,
Don't, you know, you, well, we're doing this interview show. This is going to be all over. It goes on my Facebook page. It goes on YouTube, and we get a lot of viewers that go to, watch what we're doing here, because we're all about promoting everybody else. We did our
yeah.
grinders. That's how we started doing our cast and crew. We did about 10 episodes on that, which was good. And then it was, okay, enough about us. Let's showcase everybody else doing, their projects. And it's not about all being actors or film directors. We have, musicians and nutritionists and fitness people, authors. I'm going to have a guest. She does something called laughter yoga. And we all started laughing. And she goes, well, laughter yoga is, I was like, do you, do you use goats while you're doing it? Because like goat yoga.
Yeah.
She gave me this real nasty look. I'm like, so you're laughing while these goats are on your back? She goes, we don't use goats. But they write children's books and poetry, and they paint and they craft, anything that we can get going in here. It's not that you should run around and go, I'm making a film and I'm doing this, you keep it low key. But, with this going on, and you're going to be posting it on Facebook, you want people to get noticed in here. And just by that, my little post and teaser, I saw, oh, great. Congratulations. Good luck. That's what we're trying to do here. To get people to recognize other people's successes. And that's the biggest thing here.
Yes.
Do you have any other, I know you're not finished with this, but usually when you're doing a film or a project, you're always looking down the road. So is there something that you're going to try to continue with this?
Yeah, of course. I just finished writing a script for another movie, and we're also like workshopping a TV show we have called Enemigo. So yeah, we're definitely looking down the road by 20 miles at least.
At least 20. And that's where it goes, is when you're working on something, your mind all of a sudden, again, it's 20 miles down the road. And I don't want to keep interjecting anything that we do, but that's what happens when you do a film. And you're like, okay, when other people ask you, well, when are you doing a sequel? Okay, now the sequel starts. As soon as, somebody asks you about that, you already start thinking about, how am I going to continue at this? Or am I going to, like, are you going to do, something like a web series or, doing something that's episodic? So that's something that you're planning on doing is kind of keep the ball rolling with this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
And that's great because, you don't want to be a one and done.
Oh
you know,
yeah. No,
with it.
definitely. Yeah.
We have a clip that you sent me, a trailer. And, I love watching the trailers that people send or, videos, because I looked at it and I was like, I would like to see more. It caught my attention. I saw everybody in there. And now I understand, because I had really no idea what it was about. And that's the whole point is, tell me what it's about, and you tell our audience what it's about. So we're going to take a look at this trailer, and when we come back, I'd like for you to kind of go through it, give us an idea of, a little bit what went on, and a little bit more in depth on the background of the story. So when we come back after this, we're going to discuss it. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Stop holding still. Sorry. It's not enough.
Okay, we're back after watching that trailer, and I'll tell you what, I want to see more.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Seriously, I watched it and I know something was going on, but I really didn't know what was going on. And there was a line in there. I'll let you explain kind of what transpired, and then I'm going to ask you about what this line meant. So tell us a little bit about what was going on in the trailer.
Yeah, well, what was going on was that Tristan was kind of remembering everything that happened to him, and well, you edited it more, so you know what's going on.
I kind of went obviously like a little more fast approach, but it's just a little taste of like how it kind of just goes 0 to 100 in a sense, and like more of a nightmarish feel towards the end with the red faces and all that. But I kind of definitely wanted to bring that, it's not enough. I wanted that to be like the last word said, because it's sort of a big line in the movie that kind of sparks a lot of what
Emotion.
happens. Yeah, emotion
It
and
sparks a lot of emotion.
what happens in the film.
I think the nightmare thing that we had was like more just like explain like disconnected, like illusionary,
Yeah.
like it's disconnected, like you're disconnected from reality.
And that was the line that it was like, that's not enough. And well, what's not enough? That's I it just ran in there thinking it could be anything. Was he being tormented? Was he being abused? What I don't, and that's the cool thing about that is there's always a line somewhere in the movie that makes the audience think, and everybody goes in a different direction. The audience does, you're going down the road, and they're just getting off at exits, not knowing what's going on until finally you drop the ball on them and go, oh, this is what it meant, something like that. I think that's great. How you really thought it out. When do you Yeah, no, I'm telling you, these interviews just get better and better. They really do. Like I said, we started this when I looked at the first Zoom call. This is a little bit different than still a video call, but you going Zoom and then looking where we are now. I think I've gotten better, but that's part of practice.
Oh
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm my own worst critic. I am bad.
True.
But you have to be, because that's the only way you can get better, is that when you walk out of something, how could I have done that any better? And oh man, you were great. But you're always looking to raise that bar in what you do. And this is something where you're at. And each time that you're doing a project, your experience takes you to a whole nother level. Not just, technically, visually, mentally. And that's the biggest part when you're doing it. And that's, again, I love your ideas and the way you're explaining them and putting them out there. I'm thoroughly impressed, and I really am. And that's why I think having you all on here and putting you out there and promoting you, other people will start seeing that, and you never know who is going to contact you and go, this is great, I have an idea, or I want to work with you, or it's networking, and you have to learn to network in this business. I go to I take castings just for the sake of meeting people. It's not always about the money.
Yeah.
I don't work for free, but I do it to meet people, and you never know when they're gonna. You know what? I get phone calls and, oh, so and so recommended you to me. That's what you want. I want you. I want your people. Give me some ideas, or I have a script. That's when you start realizing that you're going places.
Yeah.
When do you look at completing this film? And obviously you're going to premiere it. So give our audience a little bit of idea of, when we might be able to see this.
Right now, we are definitely shooting for sometime in March, and we do have a theater that actually we talked to and everything, and they're on board with showing it and premiering it. It's a local theater here, so yeah, we're gonna be premiering it at the El Paso Premier Lux Cine 17 IMAX. It's gonna be right here in El Paso.
It's gonna be the Bassett.
Yeah,
Mall.
Bassett Mall.
That's great that you're able to get, movie theaters on board, and
Yeah.
you could ask them, and all they want is money. And that, well, that's the way people are. But when you have young people like yourselves, and a movie theater is willing to help you attract an audience, it makes them look good.
Yeah.
Helping them out that way, and it's good promotion for them. So that is the biggest thing: getting sponsors, getting people to help back you. A big discussion, on film sets is who does the catering for your film.
McDonald's.
McDonald's, yeah. No, it's
Well, my mom does cook.
Yeah.
My mom cooks
she's a caterer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and that's the biggest thing. We
Yeah.
did some small shoots a while ago, and the director's mom cooked, and she cooked great. So, it wasn't about have it catered. It was great sitting down to a home cooked meal, and it was in their house. We shot it in their house, and on location, but we always went back to the house and ate. And so, that's important. You must feed the crew in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
An interesting fact that was provided to me was a little bit about your ancestry, and that really, I found that really interesting. Do you mind giving us a little background on there? I know we talked about it, but I think it's something that I would be proud of, and I'm sure you are, that way. So if you don't mind sharing it, go ahead.
Well, we're the fourth great grandchildren of Geronimo. So that's pretty cool. And
When
yeah.
I had, you find out sometimes people are related to, well, we're all related to somebody, but when you find out they're related to somebody with historical value, in there, I thought that was pretty neat, having something like that. And, to share that, I'm not related to anybody, they came on a boat from Europe into Ellis Island, but the Native Americans in here, you having your bloodline in the United States and America, I think that's fantastic. Like I said, I'm honored to have you all on here, and this is what we try to bring, are the different ethnicities
Yeah.
on the show. We don't prejudice against anybody. We don't talk about politics, race, religion. We try to keep everything upbeat. I know there's a lot going on in the world. Everybody has their own opinions. We leave it. We don't even talk. I don't even talk about it because I don't like discussing with people, because I'd rather not.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd rather not. I'd rather, talk about my dog, my parrot, my cats, a commercial I did. That's the way we look at it in there.
Yeah.
This has been fantastic. Again, I just think they get better and better. And when I saw some post the other day, that was like late at night, and I don't know what it was that drew me. And I messaged. It was like 11:30 at night. I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Hey, Destiny, do you want to be on my show?" It was just,
Yeah.
Yeah. And as they say, it all starts with a Facebook post. And
Yep.
I think it's great. Kind of interesting. I had Marcus, Davila on the other day, and he's from San Antonio, and I was out in San Antonio not too long ago, and I'm heading out there next week, actually, and we're going to get together.
That's cool.
Nice.
I had no idea he was on my show. He's from, San Antonio, and I'm going to be out there about 5 miles, from where I'll be staying, and he's going to cook dinner.
That's cool.
I was like, I want Mexican food. Take me to a good Mexican place or anything. He goes, I'm going to cook. I like to cook.
Yeah.
I said, and bring your crew over, his crew, I'd love to hang out with them, and getting a few of them are interested in being on the show because they're in all other projects themselves. So everybody is off shooting, in there, which I think is great. So, in conclusion, is there anything that you wanted to say to our audience about your upcoming film? Anybody in the back?
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody?
anybody?
Just want to say
Oh, you
that.
guys have to say
Thank you
something.
for accepting us.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Uh,
I guess well, one thing too is like especially for the music to have a lot more, as much character as anything. So that's why, like, for the trailer too, I forgot to mention, Monty did the music for that, and we worked together, and we can't wait to show everyone, like how it all just mixes and comes together. And that's pretty much just thank you to the crew and the cast, and yeah.
yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for having us on the show. Thanks
Yeah.
for letting
Oh,
us talk about my movie and our movie. Sorry, our movie.
I hope the best for you. I'd say if you need anything, you could always, you have my number, you have my email. We did, some real great correspondence, which I think, is fantastic, leading up to this. I have people, if you have questions on something, our DPs, our director, if you had questions or ideas or something,
Wow, yeah.
we're always willing to, to help. It's not, again, this is not a one and done. I want to be that person that, our friendship, following everybody's career in there and always trying, help people out. So again, everybody, we're talking with Destiny Salgado, Monty, Jeff, Michael Sr., Michael Jr., Sandy. I had to write everybody's name down in there. But this is great. And again, I want to thank you for being on.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
want to
you.
thank all our viewers for tuning in and watching this. This was definitely a great show. So again, if you want to be on the hot seat, you can send an email to the hot seat 813@gmail.com. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We really need that. And don't forget to follow Illusory, because I can't wait to see this. That's going to be great. So as always, it's a beautiful day for an interview. Won't you be my guest? Good night.